me, it doesn't get any better than this. Out amongst the Sydney sandstone heathland at North Head, overlooking perhaps the finest harbour in the world. Now, over my years as a horticulturist, I've learnt so much by observing plants in their natural environment. So today, I'm going to take you on a very special journey through the bush. The giant stone promontory of North Head is connected to the mainland by a sandspit. The remoteness and island-like isolation of this place gives rise to over 140 different species of native plants. The sandstone's never far from the surface, meaning that the already impoverished soil is unable to support the growth of trees. This gives rise to a mosaic of low-growing species that would look great in a garden situation. Have a look at this. It's as if someone's come along and planted a cottage garden of wildflowers. Now, this iconic Australian needs no introduction. It's the red spider flower, one of the grevilleas. But there's a whole host of other species here from a variety of families. The heath family, Apacridaceae, is one that really shines in the heathlands around Sydney. This one has a great perfume. Oh yeah, that's Woolsea pungens, and it's typical of a whole group of colourful bird-attracting heath plants. We've also got pea flowers, and they belong to the actual family that gives us peas and beans in the garden. These things grow on the sniff of an empty fertiliser bag and look stunning right through spring. And then we've got the pink wax flower. This used to be known as Eriostum, and they changed the name to Philotheca, but it doesn't detract from the beauty. Believe it or not, this is a member of the citrus family. And down here, we've got a member of the gum tree family, Myrtaceae. This purple-flowered beauty is Kunzia, and this grows into a beautiful low-growing shrub that really adapts well to garden conditions. One of the keys to understanding how these heathland plants grow is understanding the role of fire. All the dead plant material builds up over a period of years, and rather than composting, it breaks down all of a sudden when fire sweeps through the vegetation. Not only does the smoke and the heat from the fire trigger off germination of a lot of the species, but the nutrients released from all of that dead organic material goes to fertilise all these new plants coming through. They grow really well for the first 2 or 3 years and flower profusely. And whilst they'll survive without much fertiliser in the intervening time between the fires, they really respond well to it. And that's a key as to how to get the best out of these plants in your garden. Acacias are ubiquitous in the Australian bush, and even more so in heathland, because they come up profusely as a pioneer plant after the frequent fires that affect this type of vegetation. This magnificent specimen is the Sydney golden wattle, and it's a fantastic plant for your garden because wattles have a bacteria that lives in the roots that extracts nitrogen from the air that the plant can use then as a fertiliser, making them extremely quick-growing plants that can establish a lot of cover in a new garden. Unfortunately, not every heathland plant adapts equally well to the garden. This little gem is the fuchsia heath, Apacris longiflora, and it adapts to the harsh soil conditions here through a beneficial fungus that grows in the roots to help it extract the little nutrients that there are here. Sadly, this fungus generally isn't present in garden soils, so this plant tends to really struggle when you grow it in cultivation. But hey, what a great reason to get out in the bush and enjoy it in the wild. The grey spider flower, Grevillea buxifolia, is one of my all-time favourite plants in the Sydney bushland. The unique combination of colour, form and texture in this flower really typifies the unusual beauty of the Australian flora for me. I love it. Spending time in your local bushland is just a wonderful recreational experience. And who knows, like me, you might become inspired